What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about 5+1 American-made knives that deserve more recognition. These knives are not super popular, not super mainstream for some reason, but in my opinion, they are more deserving of some credit, and I think a lot of them might be worth looking into. Even if you are a knife guy and you're pretty involved in the knife community, hopefully one or more of these you have not heard of before and you find something that you might consider checking out. First up, we have the Buck Compadre Camp Knife. This is the Buck 104, and it is awesome. It's made with 5160 spring steel. It's got a nice hollow grind, full tang, and some awesome thick micarta scales that fit your hand really, really nicely. I have medium-sized hands, medium gloves, and it fits almost perfectly in my hand. It's got a nice little kind of ending here where your fingers won't slip off the back, and I think it really, really, really is comfortable. This micarta is really soft in the hand, so it feels nice to hold even without gloves on. With gloves on, it fits perfectly, and it kind of has some cushion to it, which is really cool. It is a slight recurve on the blade, and I think this is Cerakote. I'm not positive, but I think it's Cerakote, and the coating holds up really, really nice to lots of outdoor work. Again, they call it the camp knife just because it's supposed to be able to do a lot around the camp. It's designed for that. It's got a nice little belt attachment on the sheath here, and it has a hollow grind, so it's not going to be as tough as some other outdoor bushcrafty knives, but again, just because it's designed to be used around the camp, that hollow grind makes it great for a lot of things. Just maybe not super tough like batoning or other bushcrafty type things. You might want to check out something else, but if you're not doing that and you're just looking for an outdoor knife to use for work or for whatever, this is something worth considering. Another cool thing about this is the sheath is made in the USA as well. A lot of Buck's other fixed blades are imported from Mexico. The sheaths are imported from Mexico, and it's Mexican leather. So this is American-made, American leather, which is pretty cool. Great knife. I think they sit around 120 bucks. So again, you're not paying a lot and you're getting a great knife with a nice leather sheath. Full tang again, so that's all things to consider when you're checking out fixed blades. So take a look at that. Great American fixed blade that, again, just doesn't seem to get the love that I think it deserves. Next up, one of my favorite knives of all time, the Case Kinzua, or Kinzua, depending on how you pronounce it. This is definitely new for Case. It's a modern folding knife, not one of their traditional slip joints. It's their first kind of attempt at a modern folder, and I think it's awesome. It's a frame lock. It's got S35 VN steel. I take the clip off because the clip is the only negative thing I really have to say about the knife. The clips suck. You can kind of see I have one of their other newer folders here. The screws, these are actually more recessed than the ones on their other modern folders. The ones on the other modern folders came up actually higher than that, but it made it such a pain to take out of the pocket. I'm not a huge pocket clip person anyways, so it didn't really bother me. I just took it off, and now I really enjoy just throwing it in my pocket and using it. But for those of you where the pocket clip is a deal breaker, might want to think twice about this one. I know that was a huge turnoff for a lot of people, so that's probably why it's not super popular. It's also got a very thick blade stock when compared to a lot of other folding knives. Let me see if I can find a good one. We have the bug out to compare it to. It's very thick. Again, the bug out is unnaturally thin, but it is kind of becoming the standard for a lot of these pocket knives to have thin blades. This is a very thick, chunky blade for a folding knife. Another weird function is this little finger, I don't know what I call it, finger choil, forward choil, but where your finger is supposed to go, that can kind of be uncomfortable for some people. But again, I really have not had that many problems with any of that. I kind of like the durable, thick blade. I'm not a pocket clip guy, and the ergonomics don't bother me a whole lot. So that's probably why I love this knife, and a lot of people don't. But I think it's definitely worth checking out if you've never heard of these. They're American made. Again, Case is a great brand, one of my favorite knife brands. They've been around forever, and they just continue to improve upon their modern stuff. So check this out. There's also the Case Marilla. I've had some problems with mine, so I cannot in good conscience say like that's a super great one to check out. They got it fixed for me, but I really, really, really like the Kinzua, and that's been my go-to when it comes to the Case modern folders. So Case Kinzua, sitting, I forgot the prices. They've raised the prices to like 130, 140, but they're on sale. I think still on sale at Smoky Mountain Knife Works for like $100, which is a fantastic deal again for American made. Next up, we have the Toor Merchant. 2.0. This is a titanium frame lock knife from Toor Knives. Not as popular a brand as Benchmade, Spyderco, Microtech, Case, Buck, all your staples of the American knife industry, but definitely rapidly growing company that focuses a lot on fixed blades. But the Merchant is just absolutely awesome. Again, titanium frame lock, so you're normally going to be paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for these. I picked this up for like 100, I think it was 172, 174 bucks on Optics Planet. Most of the time, these go for about 300, 295, I think is what they're listed for, but this thing is absolutely awesome. This one I had to tighten up a little bit. I have another one. I liked it so much, I immediately just ordered another one when I got it. I have a Tonto version, rock solid lockup. I literally cannot bend this thing at all. Again, snappy action on this one. You can kind of see there. And it is a frame lock too, which is really, really cool. It's kind of unusual for a frame lock. This one, not as snappy just because I had to tighten it up, but I can get it back to the snappiness if I need to. I just kind of gotta wear it in a little bit. I just Loctited it and oiled it and such. So that's why it's not perfect. But again, even without the snappiness, you still have that rock solid lockup. It just feels great in the hand. I thought it was kind of odd looking at first because of the increasing size towards the butt end of the knife, but it actually is quite comfortable in the hand, especially when you're not wearing gloves. I think it actually is a really comfortable feel, similar to the Benchmade Readout. I always thought this was like one of the ugliest knives that Benchmade makes because it like gets fat towards the end. It just looks awkward, but when you hold it, it actually is a really nice feel. So I kind of realized I was hating on that for no reason. It is a very comfortable feel. A lot of the Strider knives and more upscale knives like that, or some of the Protex will have that look, which is pretty cool. The pocket clip on these is also titanium, and it actually works really well. I'm, again, like I said before, not a pocket clip guy. I've found myself using these clips. Some people were complaining about the screw that comes up. I have not found that to be an issue yet. I know it's the double screw on the case, so this is only a single screw that's sticking up. I wish obviously that wasn't the case, but I've not found it to be an issue. When you can get these for the same price that I did, they are a steal of a deal, and not many people have heard of them. So worth checking out. I will link the Optics Planet place where I got them below. I think they only have like a stone scaled and black blade drop point available for that price right now, but I'll have to double check and you can kind of shop around there and look around. But that is where I got it. They also are sold at a bunch of other places that are on sale too. Like I think like American Edge Knives had some Tours on sale. So shop around for those. Fantastic knife. As very quickly, again, I say a lot of knives are my favorite pocket knife. These are number one right now on my list. I absolutely love the Toor Merchant. That is the 2.0 version, so pay attention to that too when you're shopping. Next up, we'll go to the ESEE Xancudo. I've talked about this before on the channel. ESEE is a super underrated brand. I have no idea why. It's probably because they just make boring fixed blades. They don't really do folders, so a lot of people don't talk about them, but they make probably some of the best, most durable fixed blades on the market today. This is the Xancudo. It's basically the same size as a Benchmade bug out. So really cool size. It's a very small, compact fixed blade. I have loved using this thing. If I have it laying around and I'm not carrying, like if I'm carrying the bug out and I had the option to use the bug out or this, I love the bug out, but I would take this every single time. I take a fixed blade, and it's nice. It's really compact. It's got G10 scales. It's got S35 VN steel, I believe. Yep, S35 VN steel. So great modern steel on a fixed blade. Durable, you get the full tang, and these are sitting right around 130 bucks. So a little pricey for a smaller fixed blade, but fantastic warranty, ESEE's warranty. Again, there are people on YouTube who just destroy ESEE knives and will send it in for warranty and they'll just get a new one back. Like ESEE is awesome when it comes to that. So definitely check them out. They've got a lot of other great knives, but the ESEE 4, ESEE 3, 4, 5 are like the most popular ESEE brands, and a lot of people have heard of those. Not many have heard about the Xancudo. So it's a great little tiny fixed blade for carrying every day. I leave this in my car. It's nice to just have for whatever you may need it for. But I really, really, really like this knife, and it's a great American knife for that price. Finally, before we get to the plus one, the Buck Sprint Pro and the other Buck knives in the Sprint series. These are fantastic knives for a great price, made by Buck. Great heat treat on their steel, and nobody ever talks about them, and it drives me crazy because this is a $60 American-made folding knife with a fantastic heat treat on 420HC steel, and it's hard to find an American knife for that price, just in general. But this is a fantastic option if you're looking for one of their budget knives. This is my first pocket knife, this exact one. It's got a great snappy little detent flipper knife. I really like flippers. Liner lock. This one particular model of the Sprint series has plastic handles, so it's a little bit cheaper. You can upgrade to G10. So this is G10. This is the Sprint Ops Pro. So this is a discontinued version, but they also have this same blade shape in micarta and carbon fiber called the Sprint Ops. And then finally, we just have the Sprint Pro. So they also make this in micarta. This is the carbon fiber version with S45VN. And these are all actually on sale this weekend at Sportsman's Warehouse. If you have one near you, go in. I think that's the sales in store too. Just go in store, check them out. But online, I know they have all of the carbon fiber micarta versions like $50 off. So you can get this I got this on sale for $100. You can get them on sale for $100 right now. Micarta, I think the carbon fiber one's like $120. So American-made carbon fiber knife for $120. That is like unheard of. I think the size of these is perfect. It's like almost, I think, exactly 3 inches, maybe 3 and some change, but it's very similar in size to the Bug Out, just in that range of a small to medium sized pocket knife. The clip, a lot of people that have these do not like the clip because it's a little bit sharp outside the pocket. It comes to that point right there. I have not really had any issues with that. I think it goes in the pocket nice, and I like that it's angled because when it goes in the pocket, it sits like this. So it sits at a side, and it's not just on your leg and poking your leg and such when you're sitting down or standing up. The upgraded models have this hollowed out flipper tab, and it is a little bit sharper than the budget ones. I actually like the budget flipper tab better than some of the newer ones. It is kind of pokey a little bit towards the end. Not my favorite thing, but I'm a flipper person. I prefer flippers to thumb studs, but they're hard to find. So I can't really complain about that too much because that's what I would pick. But I love these knives. I am at a loss for why they're not more popular. Again, it's just a flipper and boring liner lock, so maybe that's why it's not everybody seems to love the crossbar locking knives now, but sometimes just the old school liner lock with the great lockup, great steel, and again, carbon fiber for 100 something bucks, made in America, is fantastic. So check those out. It's a crime that these are not talked about more. Again, some of my favorite knives right there. But lastly, the plus one, the discontinued Spyderco fixed blade, made in America, the Spyderco Waterway. This is from the Golden, Colorado factory. I looked for a long time because I love Spyderco knives, and I've recently kind of became my favorite brand. I looked for the Spyderco Waterway because, as to my knowledge, it is one of, if not the only, fixed blades from Spyderco that's made in the Golden, Colorado factory, or it was. It just got discontinued like a year ago, so you got to shop around for these. Some places still have a few in stock that you can find. I think eBay's got a bunch of them, but I got this from Optics Planet. I think Knives Ship Free has some. I think Deadwood Knives on like eBay and Amazon has some. So you can shop around and find them. They sit around $150. This is a great little knife. I haven't had it long, but it is in LCN or LC200N, excuse me, which is basically means it's rust proof. This is designed for outdoor use. It's designed by a guy named Lance Clifford, who's a kayaker. So he was constantly outdoors and wanted a knife that wouldn't rust. Comes with a Bolteron sheath, so really nice sheath from Spyderco, and it has awesome lockup in it. There's no rattle at all. Cannot hear any rattle, even when I hold it like this, no rattle, and it's got great retention too, which is really cool. I'm probably gonna take this clip off, but it does have a nice little belt clip. So it's very rare that a fixed blade comes with an awesome sheath too, and you don't have to get your own like Kydex one made. This is a fantastic sheath, fantastic knife. Very good at slicing food. That's all I've used it for so far, just in full transparency. I've not actually taken it outside or done anything with it around excessive water, like in a river or lake. But as far as cutting up food, I just kind of wiped it off, rinsed it off in the sink, and just let it sit. And there's nothing wrong with the blade at all. So very cool. Just another cool knife that not a lot of people have heard of. I had never heard of it. Just great. Again, Spyderco, American made. Can't go wrong with that. So we'll bring all these back on here. I hope if you're a knife guy, you have not heard about some of these and you found something that you want to check out. These are all great knives. I would not be recommending them if I did not personally enjoy using them and think they're really cool. I think it's cool to just find stuff that you've never heard of. I'm always looking for new American stuff that I didn't know existed. I just recently learned that Flytanium makes some of their scales in the United States, which is pretty cool. So I'll have to check out some of their carbon fiber stuff that's made in the USA. It's not too expensive. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this is a pretty cool video and you learned something. If there are other American-made knives that not a lot of people have heard of, comment them below. I love hearing about all that stuff, so I'd love to check some of them out. I'm learning about, there are a lot of you that comment all these random like out the fronts that I've never heard of before. So I really enjoy looking up all those and checking those out. But thanks to those of you who have subscribed. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching all the way through the video. Just thanks for watching the video in general. And I really, really appreciate the support. Again, I'll link all this stuff below so that you can just shop around and check out some of these different brands or websites. Again, Optics Planet has, I don't know how long the deal is going to last, but American-made titanium for 170 bucks is, I've never seen anything like that. So check that out. If you guys know any other good places to shop for knives, shop for deals on all kinds of brands, let me know. I'm always looking for new stores and stuff. I just discovered Adept Knives. They run giveaways and do sales and stuff, so they're pretty cool. Freedom Knife Shop always has great deals on Spyderco. So I don't think they have any of the Waterway left. I know Knives Ship Free is another place that's got this in stock. They have some other lingering stuff on the website. There's just an overwhelming amount of sites and stores to shop from. So I always love hearing what people do and where they go to shop. But I appreciate the community. Keep growing the community, keep building it up. And again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it and enjoy the rest of your day.